Hello, everyone. Raymond Mhor, Kilted Prepper. How's everybody doing this morning? You're watching Coffee with Ray. Good coffee, folks. Good stuff. Went on my walk this morning, did 2.25 miles. Good walk, man. I'm for those of you who don't know, I'm doing the hard 75, and what that is two 45-minute workouts, drink a gallon of water, read some books, eat a good diet, have no alcohol, and take a selfie. And so, but what I'm doing, I'm on day 51, I believe, and I'm finding that I'm actually pushing the limits of hard 75, and so I'm upping it a bit and pushing myself even further. And what I'm doing is, like today, I walked for 48 minutes and I did 2.25 miles. And so what I, again, pushing harder, doing more, and everything, so that I can grow, expand, do better, be the better person, and just really take this challenge on and do more. And so, yeah, did a good walk today. Did a walk in the rain yesterday. It was pouring yesterday. Oh my goodness. I forgone the morning walk because it was coming down in sheets. But today yesterday I waited till about noontime to go do my walk. It was still raining and everything. Thank God I have a great rain jacket, but still did it. Didn't let anything hold me back and continued to push forward. So today's topic is, are you a warrior or are you part of the sheeple crowd? And a lot of people out there say, oh man, I'm a warrior, man. I've got all my beans, bullets, band-aids, and Bibles. I've got my flak jacket and all my cool guy gear and all this other stuff. But you're still a fat tub of lard. Or you walk down the hall and your spouse, you and your spouse are kind of like ships passing in the night and everything like that. That spark is gone, or it's barely visible and everything. And, or, when you look in the mirror, you say, oh, wow, man, that's not the greatest thing, but you know what? That's who I am. So, and then, again, you have too much month in, not enough money. So it's basically, if you're compromising, if you're basically stuck, if you accepted, if you've settled and things, and you're like it or not, odds are you're part of the sheeple. And there's a lot of people out there I'm probably going to offend. Like, no, man, I've got this and that and this. But dude, you don't have what it is up here. Or ladies, you don't have what it is up here. And you're not striving to be that better person. You're working to, you come home from work and first thing you do is you grab a beer and you flop down on the couch instead of spending time with your family, or giving your wife or that spouse that good 30-second hug and a good couple kisses and things. Or or you're not doing some working out or something like that. If you're that sort of person, then believe it or not, you're part of the sheeple crowd, no matter what you say. And it's interesting. I've shared this quote before. It's one of my favorite quotes. This is, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Meaning that, these problems that you've created, you've got the dad bod, or you've got that, spare tire hanging around you, or, when you look in that mirror, it's just fat and flabby, or your marriage is just you're basically roommates and everything. That spark is gone and everything. And or the again, too much month and not enough money and stuff. And if you're not doing anything about those, then you're part of the sheeple crowd, like it or not. And the warriors in us, the warriors are the ones who strive to do more, be more, have more, love more, have more money, create more, build more, and things. Those are the warriors. And like it or not, if you're not doing those things, you're not a warrior. And yeah, I know I'm probably pissing people off, but hey, it's the truth. If you're not striving to do more, be more, and just expand and grow, then you're just, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. And life is a river, And if you're not constantly moving up that river, that stream, that flow, that current will pull you back. And so the warrior spirit is the one that continues to push forward, paddle forward, get up that river, move harder, do more, and be more. Whereas you basically say, screw it, I'm doing it, and you plop on the couch and become a couch potato, and you let the current of life drag you back. And so by having that warrior spirit, you're the one who's striving to do more. So hey Sherry, hey Holly, hey Heather, how you doing, man? So happy Thanksgiving to all. Same to you. But yeah, so you really need to look at yourself and, are you striving to do more and be more? And it's all mental, folks. And this is something that I've been trying to convey and everything. I see a lot of preppers out there. I watch a lot of the prepper videos. I read a lot of the articles and see a lot of stuff on Facebook groups and everything. And I see people partly doing it, but they're not striving to do more. They're doing just enough. And that's the problem with so many people today. That's the problem with most sheeple. They just want to do enough to do enough. They're not worried about, doing more, being more, building more, loving more, and so forth. They're happy with just settling with where they are. I've got enough beans, bulls, and vitals. I don't need to really add anymore. I've got all the cool guy gear and everything. Folks, listen, the beans, bulls, Bibles, band-aids, and all that cool guy gear is not going to help you when SHTF really happens. What's going to really help is having that strong mental fortitude, that drive, that push, that striving to do more, be more, and things. So, if this isn't you, if you're not striving for more and everything, then you're part of the sheeple crowd, like it or not. And when SHTF does happen, then you're going to fold like a cheap lawn chair, or you're going to retreat to the corner and fold up and get in the fetal position, start sucking your thumb and everything. And I've done a lot of research on the depression era, and I noticed that families and people who strived to have goals, do more, be more, have a great relationship with their spouse and their family, have a great relationship with God, working to do, have better health and everything like that. They are the ones who made it through the Great Depression. And yeah, it was turmoil and it was hard and everything, but they made it, and they made it with, I don't want to say flying colors, but they did. Whereas families who didn't have these things, didn't have that mental fortitude and everything, you can see pictures of them. Just go to Google Images and, look up Depression era families. 9 times out of 10, man, you're going to see the kids, all filthy, no shoes and everything. The adults with holes in their clothes, and just they basically have given up. And that's not the warrior spirit. And that's what we're facing today, folks. This world needs more warriors, and that warrior spirit, that strive to do more, be more, better, and grow and expand and everything. And so this is something I've been doing for several years, is really striving to do more. And it's like was said this morning on my walk, yeah, I could have quit at 45, but I didn't. I strive to do that one more thing. And folks, it's amazing that, if you just realize, come to that point in your mind that if you just do one more thing, that one more step, that one more minute, that one more, whatever, then you're going to start becoming that better person. But so many people stop. So many people quit. So many people, just basically stay there. And that's good enough. I don't need to do anymore. I'm good enough. It's good enough for me. And that's the sheeple mentality. And it's just sad to see so many people in the prepper community have that sheeple mentality, because they don't want to do more, or they quit, or they compromise, they settle and everything, and say it's just good enough. And that is the mentality that will not help you get through a Great Depression. And folks, listen, that's what I'm seeing right now. And I'm watching, I'm reading all these articles on Wall Street Journal, Market Watch, Forbes, so forth and so on. And more, journalists, or these financial experts, are starting to use the depression word. And so, are you, doing something about it? Are you preparing now? Because you can't just say, "Oh, I'll do all this when shit hits the fan." No, you won't. You'll fold up like a cheap lawn chair, retreat to the freaking corner, fetal position, sucking your thumb. That's what is going to happen because that is the natural nature of man, unless you've trained your brain to do more, be more, and do better, become that better person. And so, by doing all these things and learning to have better health, have better self, have better love, have better money, then you're just going to allow the river of life to take you back downstream. And so, if you don't have that fight, that gumption, that grit, and that determination to push forward, then you're going to go backwards. And like it or not, that's probably going to be about 80, 90% of the people out there. And when that happens, you're definitely going to be part of the sheeple crowd. Like it or not, it's, even though you have all these things, you think that you're prepared and everything. If you're not mentally prepared, then you're not going to do it. And so look at yourself, do a self examination, get real with yourself, stop lying to yourself and really self examine. Do you got that dad bod? Do you have that extra spare tire around the gut? Is your marriage really rocking it? When you walk by your spouse, I mean, does your spouse want to jump your bones or not? And if not, then maybe there's something wrong. I mean, do you guys got date nights? Do you guys have, things going on where you're spending time with each other? Do you have quality time? This is something that Cynthia and I do every morning. We get up, we have coffee together. We in the evening we sit there and watch TV and hold hands and everything. I mean, it's interesting. Something that small means so much to us. It's just sitting there. We're watching Deep Space Nine right now, binge watching that and everything. But we sit there. Cynthia lays her head on my shoulder. I hold her hand and everything. Do you guys have these times of intimacy where, it's just not, you're not having the nookie time, but you know what? You're having that intimate time. You're growing your marriage. You're depositing those love deposits into that other person's bank and everything. Are you working hard at bringing in side incomes? Are you doing all these other things? Because if you're waiting for SHTF to happen and say, "Oh, I'm going to do it then," no, you're not. You're going to fail. You're going to fail miserably. Things that you need to do these things now. You need to start getting into these habits now. You need to start building your brain and mental fortitude now. Your mental fortitude is a muscle. And if you do not exercise it regularly, then it becomes flaccid. It just doesn't do much for you or anything. You've got to constantly work and build that mental fortitude, that determination, that grit and things. And so if you're not doing it and you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. So hard stuff. And it's hard, for people to really come to that realization. And so I'm challenging you. Are you a warrior or are you the sheeple? And if you're not pushing forward, then you're moving backwards. And so warriors push forward, warriors strive for more. Whereas the sheeple are just happy where they are. They've become complacent. They've settled and things. They say, life's good enough the way it is. I'm happy and everything. So, these people are going to have harder times during an economic collapse. And I truly believe that's the direction that we are going. Yeah, we can all pretend and have these wonderful Hollywood dreams about EMPs and nuclears and all this other grandiose junk. But like it or not, we are looking like this right now at economic collapse. And all you need to do is just look at history, look at other countries that have been there. We are on the same path, folks. And so if you're not doing something now to build this mental fortitude and drive and to strive to be more, do more, and expand and grow, then you're going to fail, folks. That's the plain truth. And if you're waiting for SHTF to come along and say, "Oh, I'll do it then and I'll get better then because I'll be forced to," you're going to have a heck of a time and life is going to really suck. So, Let's see here. So Heather says, "Good morning, happy Thanksgiving." Holly says, I love seeing my husband in the morning at 4 a.m. We get up and motivated, spend about 30 minutes talking and coffee before he goes to work. We love that time. Yeah, that's it. You're depositing love deposits in that other person's bank. You're doing these things now. You're establishing these foundations now so that when SHTF is coming or has hit, those muscles, those habits and everything are already ingrained in you. And so we as preppers need to start taking action now. We need to start adapting to that warrior spirit versus allowing that sheeple mentality to sneak in. And so that's my message for you today, folks. Are you a warrior or are you part of the sheeple? And like it or not, 9 times out of 10, you are probably part of the sheeple. Even though you're saying you're not, you need to get real with yourself, stop lying to yourself, and realize where you really are. Do it for yourself, do it for your family, do it for surviving the coming storm that we're getting ready to hit. I mean, I was amazed at the prices in the grocery store the other day. It just blew me away, and it really made me ponder, how is the common man going to do that? What's going to happen in a year's time when prices of everything are triple, quadruple, and they just don't have enough? So something to think about, folks. Get real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself, and drop some comments below. Where are you? Are you the warrior or are you the sheeple? And be realistic. So Raymond Mhor, Kilted Prepper. We'll see you. Goodbye. God bless. And kilt on.